Over the many years of DreamWorks' existence, they've made many films, creating quite the catalog. However, some of those movies don't always make it to the end of production. Whether it's one thing or another, those projects get cancelled. It happens with every company, but DreamWorks in particular seems to have some interesting movies that were cancelled, and that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Now, I know there's many videos already talking about these movies, so I hope the digging I've gone through can give everyone some new information on things for each movie. Then if not, then toss me in the pile of other videos. I also want to add that I will be only talking about 4 different movies in this video. So if you liked the video and want to see me talk about more cancelled movies, let me know. And without further ado, let's get started. For those who don't know, Plants vs. Zombies is a video game series that's based on a tower defense game where you use plants to defend your home from zombies, with levels becoming more intricate than the last. The first game becoming a hit led to many more games, so of course the best course of action would be a movie, specifically animated. I honestly don't know what the live action movie would look like, and I don't think I want to know. For this project, not too much was really known about this movie. We do have some concept art on it here by Peter Zaslav, whose website I'll put in the description. I'm not sure where this art was retrieved because there's some art that's locked behind a password. So either Peter showed it off himself or someone had access to it. So there could be more as well. From what it looks like from this concept art, it looks like there would have been some crazy battle scenes, and it looks pretty accurate to the game's art style. I would have liked to see the chaos that this movie would have brought. Apparently there was a full script ready and a reading for it, with a room full of concept art. I would for sure like to see more. Maybe one day the movie could happen, whether it's from DreamWorks or another company, but for now, this is all we got from it.
Okay, you know what? Let me just try this. No, wait! No, wait.
In the early 2010s, DreamWorks was working on a movie called Me and My Shadow, about a man named Stanley who's considered to be an extremely boring person. But one day, a shadow named Shadow Stan leaves the shadow world wanting to live a more exciting life, controlling Stanley, making him do many things he doesn't want to do, while simultaneously uncovering a ploy from the shadow villain who's trying to start a rebellion of shadows taking over the humans and taking over their world. The film was set to be a hybrid of 2D and 3D animation, with the movie being mostly 3D and the shadow figures being 2D. It looks like a lot of concept art and clips of the movie have surfaced in recent years from people's portfolios. The majority of these clips are unfinished, but the plot of the movie can still be somewhat comprehended. Based on what's happening in these clips, it seems the footage is in the early parts of the movie, which makes sense since it seems when the movie was cancelled, the movie was only half done. Supposedly, the reason why it was cancelled initially is that Jeffrey Katzenberg was not impressed at all with it, saying that it wasn't a $200 million movie. On top of that, after the release of Mr. Peabody and Sherman not making as much money as they wanted to, it caused a restructuring which led to many layoffs at the time. Although the demand for the movie was still there, Edgar Wright was brought on to rework the film. They supposedly went through 3 drafts before being cancelled again due to restructuring in the company, after DreamWorks was bought by Comcast. So for now, all we have are these clips that are slowly but surely being revealed around. Perhaps one day we will be able to see the full movie in its glory, but as of right now, this is all we have. Another project many have talked about is the cancellation of Larkens, about a Bilby named Perry who gets kicked out of his burrow and ends up going on an adventure across the Australian outback. He makes some friends along the way, like a kangaroo named Red and a toad named Andrew, who together save their home from a villainous sea eagle named Hotspur. And as the same as the previous movie, we've got some clips and art that have surfaced. Some clips with the main trio, and with the villain character, as they are in different areas. It seems like it could have been a fun watch. It also looks like this movie's cancellation fate was also due to new studio executives at the time of the movie's production, as well as it wasn't really working out creatively, which seems odd since the plot of the movie seems already there, but I guess the little details need to be worked out, or these clips that surfaced were just early versions of the movie, and others wanting to go in another direction. After the cancellation of the film in 2017, the characters and assets were used in a 2018 short named Bilby, about the titular Bilby character trying to survive in the harsh environment while also trying to take care of a small albatross chick. Just in this short alone, this movie really had the potential to be great, and the animation is really nice to look at. The fast-paced action and treacherous environments with high stakes make it fun to watch. I hope this could be given a second light, though I suppose we should be grateful for the short that we did get.
Around here, you need a ticket.
What are you? You want to ride the train? Ticket? Ticket? Who got the tickets? All aboard! Woo-woo!
The last of our canceled movies today is B.O.O, better known as the Bureau of Otherworldly Operations, a 3D animated movie about an operation dedicated to protecting humans from evil hauntings. So essentially a good ghost versus bad ghost type of plot. Newbie agent Jackson Moss and partner Watts uncover a plot to destroy the Bureau by the world's most wanted haunter and need to quickly stop him to save the Earth from being taken over by ghosts. This movie also has a ton of concept art and clips popping around in places, to the point of having quite a bit of clips to make a comprehensible movie, and a lot of clips that are pretty well finished. From the style of the movie, personally, I think it looks very DreamWorks-like. I'm not really sure what it is about it, it just has that style to it. But despite the finished scenes, the movie doesn't seem to have been fully finished. According to its wiki, it was about 60% fully animated. So if the animation was fully done, maybe the full movie would be out there right now. It was constantly pushed back, usually to not compete against other movies at the time, on top of other DreamWorks movies at the time just not performing as well at the box office, which unfortunately only held it back longer. I remember whenever I saw this movie listed year after year of it going to be released, but it never happened. But despite that, it had quite a bit of promotional material like posters, drawing books, beach towels, pencil cases, and more. This movie was absolutely the closest to release than any of the other movies, at least in terms of what we know. Oddly enough, while I was starting to write a script to talk about this movie, an article by Variety saying that this movie is going to be released this year. But upon using the link to that article, it leads to the most anticipated actor's performance for the year of 2024, which was odd to me, but it did provide another link to the most anticipated movies of 2024, to which B.O.O was not actually listed or even mentioned. After doing some digging on this in particular, there was only an initial article about it when it was first scheduled to release, and that's really it. People are chalking it up to be fake, while others think that the movie was mistaken to be revived because there's a new DreamWorks movie this year coming out with a cast member who was also in the movie. Only time will tell if anything from this article is actually true. Until then, we just gotta keep hoping for the movie to someday, possibly, be released. And that was the 4 DreamWorks movies that were unfortunately cancelled, usually due to management, creative differences, or poor box office numbers from other movies. It's a real shame that none of these movies ever fully came to be, but hopefully one day we can see them in their entirety. Until then, we as the people can only keep uncovering what we can find about them, and enjoy thinking, what if?